Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, May the 19th, 2015. Welcome to the conversation. If you've been joining us for the past, I'm going to say about 4 or 5 weeks, then you know what we do. We come on and we talk about real life issues, whether it be business, personal, spiritual, whatever the issues are, we talk about it. And so today is not going to be any different. This is M.E. Porter, one of four beautiful, fabulous co-hosts. I would like to give my host an opportunity just to say hey before we jump on into today's topic.
Hey.
Hey, I'm trying to engage social media. Sorry. Hey, everybody here.
So in case you don't know, we have with the green glasses, the beautiful Famira, the Diamond Diva. We have our sister with the beautiful smile on today, Alaina O. And then we have the fantastic Stevie Aisha Mills, better known as Just Stevie, which will take us right on into our topic for today. So ladies, let's talk about it. Just you fill in the blank. And so I am Just M.E. Porter. And then we have Just
Famira, the Diamond Diva.
Just
Just Stevie Mills.
and Just.
Alaina, you got to unmute yourself.
She's saying Alaina O, but she's on mute. So that is what we are talking
It's Elena, I'm sorry.
about. The beauty of being live and being real. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we're going to just jump right into it. I don't know if you tuned into our show last week, but last week's show set us up for a phenomenal show. Today we talked about the value of being your soul self, which we really focused in on authenticity and are your most or least authentic self. And so today's topic is going to be wide open. And so we are going to go on and we're going to talk about what does that look like when you say just and you fill in your name. What exactly does that look like? So you can chime in on our Facebook page, the Conversation Talk Show. And let us know. That's right. So this is what we're going to do today. If you are with us today and you run on over to that Facebook page, what I want you to type in every time you make a comment, I want you to type just hashtag just whatever your name is to let us know that you were hanging out with us today. So we're going to talk about it, ladies. What does that look like? So for those of you who do not know Stevie Aisha Mills, that is her brand. Her brand is Just Stevie. And once you get to know her, if you don't already know her, what you find is that everything that she stands for encompasses exactly who she is. And so when we made the decision to entitle the show today, Just You Fill in Your Name, we did that knowing that there will be some of you out there that really wouldn't be able to answer wouldn't be able to really put any adjectives to the just. So we're going to talk about this today. What does it mean to be just whoever you are, whatever you are? That's what we're going to talk about. So ladies, let's talk about it.
I'm so excited about this show because I call it the journey of just. You know, I am totally just Stevie now, but that journey took a while. And I wanted to hop in because I've been at different stages of the journey. Now I'm truly, like my shirt says, just Stevie. Yes, yes, I am that girl. But I used to not be. I used to try to fit in everywhere and anywhere and try to pick this hat on and that title and this brand and that moniker. And at the end of the day, I am just Stevie. I was speaking to our lovely publisher of Cultivating Your It Factor this morning. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Ty! We had an amazing call today, she and I, impromptu. And I was telling her just about simply the fact of now that I am truly just Stevie, I don't try to be any other coach. I coach you on how to give yourself the permission to be just whoever you are. I don't coach you on how to be soul-sational. I don't coach you on how to wear the great things and have the great visual art. I don't cultivate your coaching and just truly show you how to be in bloom. That's not what I do. That's what these ladies do. But if you want to have fun and know who you are, I can tell you about my journey, and that's truly what it is giving yourself permission to be bold and be like, that's okay, we're having fun, and I'm living and loving life, and that's truly what it is. So it's an invitation, like we talked about the invitation last week, to just become who you are, and that's what the Just journey is about, because so many people don't give themselves permission to be who God has created them to be and to rock their it factor.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
You know what, Stevie? That's so good. And as you were talking, this is what popped in my mind. You know how we as women especially, and I'm not going to say that men don't do it, but women especially, we have the tendency to look at another woman who's in the midst of her just and say, oh, she thinks she's this, or oh, she thinks she's that. And so as you were talking, I was thinking, you know, the perfect response to that is, no, I'm just on this journey. That is so, because that is, I don't really think myself anything in this moment. I just think I'm walking out these steps. I'm just on the journey, and I know at the end of the journey I get to me. And that was, oh my God, that was the perfect opening to this conversation. Because yes, we are all just on this journey.
Yeah.
We are just on the journey.
So, it's a beautiful thing to be able to get paid for it.
You have spoken a word right there, sister. You have spoken a word, because we're all just on the journey, and even me. It took me a few different times to go back to the drawing board to get to the place where I didn't feel guilty about being me, because I've always been unapologetically me. Right? But there was a time when I felt guilty about that because everybody wasn't ready for me. And so even though I was being me, I would often be me and then go home, and in the silence of my own mind, I would replay my day and think, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I shouldn't have done that. However, no matter what those things would be, it would always be me just being Marilyn. I'm just being me. And so I always felt like I had to apologize for just being me. So even when you have the boldness and you have the fortitude to just be you, sometimes it's still not a smooth sailing. You can be you and then go home, and the enemy can have you, bogged down in guilt in your mind because you were just yourself, and you can feel like you have to apologize for just being who you are. So not only are you on the journey, but now you're on the journey, and now you may feel guilty that you're on the journey. And so that would definitely be my story as to being just me, is that I've always been just me. You can talk to my mamas, my mama, my aunties, sisters, cousins. As a matter of fact, everybody saw the post this morning that I made. I said, I feel fabulous. I woke up this way, and one of my cousins chimed in and said, you still conceited. And so I've never not just been me, but I've been in situations where, and that particular cousin was one of the cousins who along the journey had always made me feel like it wasn't okay to just be me, because you're still conceited. Like, no, I'm not conceited. I'm really comfortable with who God has designed me to be. So that's my on the just being me, is that I've always been me. I've always stood for what I stand for. I can honestly say that God has He's added to my wisdom as I've grown. But who I am right now today, if you knew me 20 years ago, you would be saying she's still the same exact person. I've gotten wisdom, I've gotten knowledge, I've grown. But who God inherently created me to be, I've always been her. But I've been made to feel guilty about being comfortable with being who God has made me to be.
Mm-hmm. That's good. And I love that you bring up that, that guilt piece, because it is actually, that is what happens. I would be surprised if all of us didn't have some version of that story. Everybody on the panel, everybody listening right now, everybody who will listen. because I mean that's really, you know, one of the enemy's ways of just kind of keeping us in the box, you know, keeping us out of that territory that, you know, we were created to have dominion over. And it's so funny because in Luke 19, you know, Christ told us, he said, occupy until I come. And that occupy, it means do business. And do business means we are in the process of doing business when we are in the process of becoming the who, the me, the, you know, the be, the do, the have, all those things that God wanted to, you know, create and to make manifest of through us as individuals. We are the only ones that he's going to get the glory from. If the glory doesn't come through us, it's not seen. And so this journey of Just Stevie, I love that. You need to, that's like, I love my life right there. You need to rock that, because it is so true. You know, getting to the core, getting to the root, getting past all those things that we were told, you know, we were supposed to do, the way we were supposed to carry ourselves, the things we were supposed to want, the words we were supposed to speak. You know, we can be so socialized that we've gotten away from the permission that we give ourselves to be kingdom, unique kingdom children, you know?
Yes. Yes, yes. And I know anytime I hear the word unique, I know it's time for the Diamond Diva to enter the conversation.
You know, that's my favorite comeback word. So, then I'm over here trying to post in the room, like it's just so many good nuggets going on. I'm like, yeah, and you say that, say that. But it's definitely true. I mean, when you're talking about, you know, people that know me or have heard me speak before, know that I often talk about that word unique. You know, my name is unique, Famira. You know, a lot of people can't pronounce it, can't spell it, all of that. And my whole life, like, I got that whole thing in regards to, you know, you're just so unique, you're so different. And so often I thought that it was something wrong with that, you know, going to what M.B. Porter was talking about in regards to, like, the shame. You know, I've been called bougie and stuck up, and, you know, because my hair wasn't like everybody else's, I automatically thought I was all that. You know, all of those things that, like Alaina said, I think that we all have some version of that story, you know, in our life, where people have tried to make you feel guilty for being exactly who God created you to be. And so, you know, my journey with that, unfortunately, did take me into very, you know, deep low self-esteem and all of those things. But now to where I'm at, I celebrate being unique. I celebrate being different. You know, I celebrate being the oddball that buys the shirt that nobody will wear, like the one I got on now. You know, type of thing. You know, I embrace being weird, or, you know, doing things that the average person wouldn't do, or even people in my circle don't understand. Whereas before, that wasn't the case. So this is definitely like a great conversation. Like, I'm just like, oh, this could have so many different, I already in my mind, like, this has so many different turns and different things that it can, you know, ways it could go. Because I think it's just so important that even when you're saying it, I'm just Famira or just Stevie, oftentimes when we say that, even that normally has a negative connotation. You know, most people, when they say I'm just, you know, Famira, or I'm just
That's right.
a cashier, I'm just this, I'm just that, is looked upon as though I'm less than because I'm just that.
That's
You know, and not really right, and not really looking at it as the celebration that it should be, that you're just who God created you to be. So definitely.
Girl, what you say, what you say. It does.
That's good. That's
It
good.
does. It does. And the fact that, oh my gosh, so the fact that I've named myself, my business, my brand, Just Stevie, that is my journey story. But even more than that, I thought of Just Stevie 4 years ago in 2011. Most people have heard the song. If you haven't, definitely go listen to it. Shouts out to Mr. Parlay. But the thing about it is that when I thought of it, I was like, I felt what you're saying. Like, I'm not just Stevie. Like, it was an internal battle, and I went on this journey to try to find something else. And over the summer, last summer, Robin Gaston Smith, she was like, Stevie, that's the brand. That's what you need to do. And that's just Stevie, because I just sent her the song on some just whim stuff because she was working on my brand. And she was like, that's it. And when she said that and it was confirmed, then I was able to rock with it. And that's, again, like we were going back to the conversation last week, the invitation to be different. I had to accept the invitation to be like, okay, I don't have to be like everybody else. Even though I knew 4 years ago, before I even met Robin, had anything to do with it, I knew that that was what I was supposed to do. God had already told me that, but I didn't have the strength, courage, and wisdom to go ahead and do it. So that's the thing. You have to, in my mind, I had to rearrange my thoughts of just, because you're exactly right. It is just, I'm just this, I'm just that. But at the end of the day, I am just Stevie. You might see me at church, just Stevie. You might see me wherever. I'm Stevie all day long, and that's what I'm accepted in my life. But the thing about it is that journey to just accept being you is one of the hardest journeys I think people will ever go through. Because we always want to have, if we have short hair, we want long hair. And I think God has positioned me in a place where I've been heavier, I've been skinnier, I've had long hair, I've had short hair, I've been through all this. So all that stuff that people want to get through, I've already gotten through on this journey of just. And it wasn't Stevie's doing, it was totally God. So I went through that, but I went through the journey, and now I'm like, whether I have hair, whether I'm a size 14, a size 0, at the end of it all, I'm just Stevie. Whether I'm employed, whether I'm an entrepreneur, I've been through so many different extremes in my life that now I'm balanced.
Yes. I like the Apostle Paul says, whether I'm a base or bound, right? Whether I'm up or whether I'm down. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Exactly what God called me to be. Because in essence, that's what he was saying in that scripture. I'm not going to turn my back on who I ultimately am, which is what exactly ultimately to serve him. So when I say just Marilyn, that's understood. You know what I mean? It's like understood. Just Marilyn loves God, serves God. Just Marilyn is a mother. Just Marilyn is a teacher. Just Marilyn is a preacher. Just Marilyn, is a cutie pie when she wants to be. Just Marilyn, you know what I'm saying? All of that encompasses that whether I'm up or whether I'm down, I'm always going to be doing that which God has designed me to do. And first and foremost, for all of us, it is to serve him. The only way he gets the glory, like my sister Alaina O said, the only way that God really truly gets the glory is when we act exactly as he has created us. Because when we go against the divine design, what we're telling him is that he did something wrong. He made a mistake in the design. You know what I'm saying? So being just Marilyn means I'm exactly what God has called me to be in every single moment. Right now, right today, as we imparting the wisdom that we have through our experiences to the world. We have a global outreach. But even as I sit here now, way back when in Genesis 1, right when he said it, this is good, I'm done with this, I've created the earth, this is good. And so he set it up, and then he started time, right? So once he said it was good and came back and said it was all good, even this moment right here was already frozen in time for us to sit here and say, I'm just Marilyn, I'm just Stevie, I'm just Alaina, I'm just Famira. And when I say that, like the speed of light, a million different things go through my mind. When I say just Alaina, I'm thinking 100 different things about Alaina. When I say just Famira, I'm thinking 100 different things about Famira. When I say just Stevie, I'm thinking 100. And when I say just Marilyn, listen, let me tell you something. My mind goes crazy because I know the greatness that resides in me. So my mind goes crazy. So anybody who hears just anybody's name and only thinks one thing, that's the person we need to be speaking to right now today. Somebody who hears just and only hears one thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think a huge part of that whole medicine, that soul and spirit medicine that goes with that is it is not about what other people see when they look at you. It is about cultivating that healthy relationship with what you see in yourself and not looking outside of yourself, because God is a God of beauty. He has put it everywhere. So you're going to look at her and see beauty. You're going to look over here at her, or wherever you look, you're going to see expressions of beauty. And so because I have long hair and I look at this sister over here and her hair is short today and it's cropped and it's tight and it's cool and she is working it, it's like I cannot bring myself out of my relationship and my acknowledgement of my own glory to be intimidated by hers. I celebrate her, but at the same time I celebrate her that is not contradicting any celebration of what's going on in me. And so as you look without and see beauty in all these places that you inevitably will, don't allow, just disallow. I mean, speak that thing down. If it's happening inside of you, just pull down that imagination, because it is telling you a lie. Not about that person. That person is beautiful. That person is awesome. That person is gifted. That person is talented. But at the same time, so are you. So are you. And so learn to just connect yourself with that so that you can say, I am just fill in the blank, and be at total 100% peace with that. Nothing is missing. Nothing is broken. All is well with you.
That's good.
That's good. I mean, and so, for me, it's we talking at the same time.
That's peace. Yeah. Nothing missing, nothing broken. The Hebrew translation, that's peace.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. But for me, it's like while y'all were all talking and just hearing the just over and over again, and the concept of the fact that us being just who we are is where God gets the glory, what kept coming to my mind was justified. When you're able to say that I'm just Famira, I'm in Just Stevie and Just Marilyn and Just Alaina and just whatever your name is, whoever's paying attention is saying I'm justified at being just who God created me to be. Yes. And that is the liberty that we have, when you're connected to your Creator. And oftentimes I always try to fit into this box. For me, I talk about it all the time. I'm very down the middle when it comes to like personality, or when it comes to creativity and analyticalness, or when it comes to being a girly girl and a tomboy. Like, I am both, but my whole life I've always tried to be one or the other, because I was always told that I couldn't be both. I couldn't be both. Like, either you're a girly girl who likes shoes, makeup, don't want to get dirty, type of person, or you're the tomboy that's climbing trees and hopping the fence, or likes motorcycles, going to the gun show, whatever the case may be. But I'm both of those things. Like, I'm very, people that know me, I love shoes. Like, I'm very girly, but at the same time, I'm very tomboy. I would get in here and build a piece of furniture in a heartbeat, that comes out the box. I'm not waiting for anybody to put it together. I enjoy doing those things, and those are all, like you said, expressions of who I am. And so coming to terms with that and understanding that I am just Famira in the aspect that I am all those 100 different things, and I'm justified in being so, because that's how God created me. So that's how He intended for me to be. And so this thing gets deep.
While you were talking, Famira, and God is so awesome, it was like the whole thing about when people in this country, and I know Famira could definitely get this because she's a clothes diva, so people in this country, when you go to like Saks Fifth Avenue, there are certain labels in there. When you go to Walmart, there are certain labels in there. But the best label that you could ever have is the designer's original with your name on it. So the thing about it is that people try to label you all the time and say, you got to be a tomboy, you got to be this, you got to look like Beyonce, you got to look like this person. When they put these labels on you, but at the end of the day, the whole thing about being unique is that you don't allow anybody to put labels on you. You create your own label because you already the designer's original. I'm about to preach my chapter in the book. Y'all need to get that book this time. But the thing about it is that you just become who you are. Like, I am so on my enterprising part of my mind is like, I'm about to have a whole clothing company just because I don't want to wear nobody else's label. And so that's how my mind thinks. But everybody, some people like to wear the whatever Donna Karen and all these other people. But my grandmother taught me real young. My mom's mom, she was like, I'm not wearing anybody else's name on my back. What the? Like, I get that. So the whole thing about it is one of the people, she's a local author here. I think Alaina knows her. VB Steele. She told me, she was like, Stevie, your name is your brand. You don't have to find. She said that years ago. She was like, your name is, and that's really why I came to Stevii Aisha Mills, because I was trying to run from that name hard, but that's where it came to life. Like all these things, I got on this just journey and really solidified it. And one thing that I want to really say before I forget is that the journey of discovering, defining, and refining, some people, because we are so used to fitting into a system or a formula, want to put dates on it and say, okay, it takes 6 months to get here, 6 months to get there. But that's bullcrap, because everybody's journey is different. It might take me a week to get, I reinvent pretty quickly. So it might take me a week to get here. It might take somebody else 10,000 years to get here, but it doesn't matter because your journey is your journey. Everything about your life is customized to the fact that you created, God created your life. Stop looking left, stop looking right, put your blinders in your rollerblades. I always talk about this, your roller skates, your trainer shoes, whatever you got, put it on your feet and move. Because at the end of the day, we can only coach you on as far as we've gone. I can't coach you on how to be married with 5,000 kids. I've never been there. So I can't go through that journey. I have to coach you on what I've been through right here. But that's only where God has allowed me to go. So you can coach way further, way better on certain things than anybody else. But we're looking here. Coaches are great. Don't get me wrong. We all are coaches. But the thing is, if you're not solidified in who you are first, or even have some semblance of it, then you can't come to me because my junk is going to resonate with your junk, and we're going to be in the junk yard. Yes. So the thing about it is you got to get where you need to be to some kind of way first. Then we could talk because we have some clarity. But if you don't have clarity in the midst of your confusion, you're going to be crazy. I'm done.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's good. That's good, Stevie, because, yeah, don't none of us need to be in a junk yard. That is definitely not a place to cultivate your it factor from the junk yard. But you're absolutely right, and that's why I said earlier that we all come to even this platform to offer to the world out of our experience. You know what I'm saying? Because what we know is what we know, not because of what we read in a book. You know what I'm saying? May have been directed to some books once we got in the situation and didn't know how to get out of it. Then you run to a book, but it's the life experience. It's walking out the steps. Walking out the steps is being on just the journey. That's where the experience comes from. And so you're absolutely right. And so one of the things that that I have been thinking of as this show was coming up, I was thinking for us. For just the four of us, you know, what are some of the things that we think of when you think, you know, just Alaina or just Famira or just Stevie or just ME? You know, what comes to your mind immediately when you think, well, I'm just Stevie or I'm just Marilyn. And so I know for me, when I say the term I'm just Marilyn, I used to do, on my Motivationally Me Facebook page, I used to, when I used to talk to them at night, when I would say good night to them, or when I would make a video for the page, I would always say, hey, you guys, it's just me. And I didn't think of it like as a branding tool, but it really was just me. So I was saying that in the sense of this, I mean, this is just Marilyn. I'm not coming to you as, oh, my God, she has, 15,000 Facebook fans, and oh, my God. I'm just coming to you as, hey, this is just me. And so what I say to you is real talk from the heart of Marilyn Elizabeth. It's just me. And so when I think of the term "it's just me," I think of a smile. I think of, because everything that is so important and so passionate and so real to me, like when I think of that, I just really think smile. When I say it's just me, it makes me smile because I'm so comfortable with all aspects of who I am. Just for those of you who don't know, who have never really been like in my personal space, I got a little bit of a mean streak in me, and I'm okay with that because every now and then I'm in a situation where I'm in me, and so and I tried. That was one of the things that, if there's anything that I've never been comfortable with about myself, I would have to say it's that little mean streak. And so one time I was trying to suppress the mean streak, and I was about 19 years old, and I was trying to suppress the mean streak, and I was talking to my aunt, and she said, okay, I'm about to tell y'all my nickname because I want to tell y'all exactly what she said now. So she said, now, Bunch, how do you know that when that mean streak is activated, how do you know that that's what God needs that person to have from you in that moment? So while you're trying to hold back and be calmer and sugarcoat what it is you need to say, what if they need your neck popping and your finger snapping? What if that's the only way they'll get it? And when she said that, I was like, wow. So now I'm cool with the mean streak. I don't suppress it. I got a little bit more tact in my older years, but even that, I can smile about that now, because as I think about, when I look back over my life, I can honestly say that anytime the mean streak has showed up, a short time thereafter, whoever the mean streak showed up with, it has changed their life. And so I'm going to share like a little testimony right here, because I can just talk forever, but I won't. I'm just going to share this testimony. I have an aunt, my favorite aunt, and she had gotten strung out on crack cocaine for years. She was strung out on crack cocaine, and and it broke my heart. She was my favorite aunt, and so in the midst of her being strung out on the drug, she got pregnant with my two younger cousins. Well, her daughter, who is the oldest, I ended up taking her when I was just 18 years old because my aunt got sent to jail. And so I ended up taking my little cousin to raise when I was just 18 years old myself. But I love my auntie and I love my cousin, and I wanted the best for them. And so, but years later, when my cousin was maybe 6 years old, she may have been 6, and my aunt had taken her back, and I even had my own child by then. Me and my aunt got into an argument, and I really, really tried. I was at that place of, okay, I tried to do this without getting upset, without having the attitude, without out and saying choice words and so on and so forth. But in the interim, she hit me, and I hit her back, and I recoiled at the fact that I had just hit my auntie. But this is the testimony. That night, she went to rehab, and she's been drug-free for 13 years. So even in trying to suppress that thing, because everything that's in me, God put it there.
Yeah.
So even in that moment, she was just like, wow, if my niece, whom I know respects me to the utmost, had to do that to protect herself from me, it's time for me. It's time to go get myself taken care of. And she went that night, that very night, and she's been drug-free ever since. So God is amazing. And so when you can accept that every single component of you is just how you were created, listen, there's a scripture in the Bible where he says, I created the good, yes, the bad. I created all of this. Let's remember, Satan was once an angel in heaven with him. He created all of this. So everything that's in us, he created all of that too.
Oh. That's God.
Mm-hmm. That deepness just made me lose my thought that I was trying to hold on to.
We all like, mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow.
Only Famira
offering.
Only Famira is actually gonna say, that made me forget my thought. I love it.
Because I'm like, because Marilyn knows, you know, me and her, we have lots of conversations, and I often talk about how I try to suppress a lot of different pieces. So like, for even for you to say that, like, I'm over here, like, my mind's like, I had never really thought about it that way, because of the fact that, you know, I'm very compassionate. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm like extremely compassionate. I mean, I'm the type of person, I cry at the drop of a dime. However, I'm, even in my compassion, I'm not a sugarcoater. I don't know how to do that. Like, even the environment that I grew up in, my parents don't sugarcoat stuff. They will tell you the truth, you will cry, and they will hold you after the truth is out. You know, the compassion piece, but it's not no, you know, beating around the bush type of thing, or, you know, coloring it up. And so oftentimes I'm often taken wrong, you know, when I say stuff, because of the fact that it's not sugar coated and all that. So for so long with me, I've tried to suppress it, because I never wanted people to think of me as a mean person or a bad person or any of those things. And so I will always you know, start trying to keep it to myself, or, you know, a lot of times not speak on things that I know should have been spoken on, because I know the person's going to take it wrong. So, like, even in you just sharing that, I mean, that is a liberation moment for me, because I've never thought about the fact that they possibly could have needed that from me in that moment, in that time, because I'm just always thinking, oh, I don't want to hurt the person's feelings, you know, type of thing. So yes, you did make me lose a thought I was holding on to, but waiting for my turn in the conversation. But, you know, definitely for good reason, because that really has liberated me to knowing that as long as my intention is good, and that I know that I'm speaking what's in me to speak, then speak it, you know, and however that comes, that's how it comes. And, you know, I often always say I'm responsible for my own actions. I can't be responsible for your actions and how you take things, but not even realizing that that's exactly what I was doing, in not being completely just Famira, you know, and who I am. And so, wow, yeah, thanks for that. And I'm sure my thought will come back, and I'll jump in again.
Yeah, that's so funny, because I have actually coached a client on that, you know, sharing with them the same thing that you just shared, Marilyn, but I never really, I guess, applied it to myself in that way, you know, because I mean, I am an ex-professional bush beater. That's what I do. I beat bushes. You know, when in the past, the old Alaina would just beat them down. You know, basically, because I was just trying to protect whatever you know, thing that I was calling too tender, or, you know, I was kind of calling not ready. And, you know, really, how dare I? Because to do that, it means that I am kind of, I'm in the space of judging that person's strength, you know, and that person's ability to be able to stand. And I'm also kind of fencing that person's opportunity to grow through whatever our, you know, reaction, or wherever we would have ended up if I had just shown up and just said that thing that was kind of burning on my tongue to say. So I thank you too for that. But if I were to look at the word that kind of explains me or describes just Alaina, it would be seeking.
That's good.
You know, I'm always seeking more emotional freedom, more mental freedom, more, you know, love and authenticity and adventure, and, you know, I'm seeking to deepen my faith and just enrich my experiences. And so I'm a seeker, and, you know, it really took me a while to even get to the point where I was willing to be bold enough and be brave enough to really embrace that part of myself, because I spent so many years and so much time kind of submitting to the system And so, you graduate high school and you hear about people, who um, go to these other countries and backpack, or go these places, and they just want to find themselves or whatever. But I can't do that because I'm told that I got to go to college, so I went to college. And then you're told you college is where you find him, so I'm hooking up with him in college. And then after that, it's like you get a job, you get the best job that you can possibly get, the best paying job. And when I got that, I squatted. And I just sat in that job for years. And I mean, it was like I was deteriorating. And at the same time, what was deteriorating was my essence, because I was a seeker then, but I was not giving myself permission to do it, And so, yeah, just this is good. Find that theme word, and then let yourself be it. It's almost like what you were saying, Marilyn, with that. You were kind of coming against yourself for being mean, and you were coming against yourself for having that way about you. But that way about you was what God put in you to, to become. And so, yeah, it's just, I'm a seeker, and I have sought out so much. And at the same time, there is so much more to, be sought out. And I'm committed to that journey for myself. And I'm committed to, holding the hand of other women who want to discover what that means for them, to just come out of that status quo and start discovering and becoming and allowing and manifesting and cultivating on your own terms.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. You gotta be just Alaina. You gotta be just Alaina. You know what I'm saying? You have to be that. And because listen, I'm just Marilyn, I'm just ME, just all of me. My mama and them gave me the right initials.
Mm-hmm.
Just me.
Mm-hmm.
I am just
it's funny just jumping in, because when I was saying I come from a family that's definitely not sugarcoaters. My dad's favorite Bible verse is Jeremiah 51:20. That talks where it says, "You are my battle axe and my sword," says the Lord. And so he always, is joking, talking, saying how he is the battle axe of God. He's a minister. And so a lot of times we don't think about the fact that God does call us to be those things, to operate in those things. You're calling them mean street, but I'm very sarcastic at times. But axe.
That's right.
Taking on that battle axe role at that period of time, or that sword role where you're having to cut away, in order for other people to be able to get to, that whole pruning process. And so I just wanted to put that piece out there, because what I don't want to happen is when we're talking about this is saying someone to be watching it or listening to what we're saying and gather from it that we mean, oh, you just going out there and you being tactless and rude. That's completely different than you are, operating from their true intention of wanting to see the best in someone. And sometimes it can't be, that sugar plums and daisies, as opposed to these people that are out here, and they really don't care about any uplifting of to. It's definitely just an attack, and then they hide behind the concept of oh, well, that's just how I am. I'm just being me. I'm keeping it real. I can't stand, when people say, oh, I'm just keeping it real. If you can't handle it, it's different when you are saying it from, like I said, the place of compassion, the place of love, the place of really wanting someone to grow, as opposed to you just saying it because you just want to hear yourself talk. So I just want to make sure that in this conversation that we make that distinction between what we're talking about in regards to, the mean streak, or, being that harsh, steel wool, as opposed to, people that's just going to.
And I just want to add to what you're saying, Famira, too, that, peace can be the battle axe, Meekness can be the battle axe. Generosity can be the battle axe. The battle axe does not have to be this, our traditional understanding of just this heavy artillery and weaponry. God can use, there's that scripture that's saying, a wife's, peaceful state can bring her husband, into the Lord if he's not a believer. And so it is whatever essence of you God put in you to express, that is your battle axe.
Yes.
Be called into those relationships, where he will use your disposition and your personality and stuff to shape and to, really speak to others in the way that they need to be spoken to in order to, make whatever shifts and transformations that he's trying to make in them.
Y'all is preaching up in here.
Mm.
So what's going on?
And I know Stevie over there with a I'm about to say, I know Stevie over there with a whole bunch of stuff to say. I can see it all over her face, like, okay.
I'm just soaking it in. I'm very passionate about this, as you guys can see, because it's my life. But, man, it's in, let me see, how many thoughts? I should have been writing down my thoughts, but that's not me. The person that I am and the heart that I have right now is really saying, like, for example, Sunday, I went to church and just, like, some random regular stuff. Because I was like, Lord, I don't know what to put on today. And I have some jeans and one of my favorite shirts. It has Disney princesses on it. It says high maintenance. And I think because whoever I was talking, even my, we don't call her first lady, but my pastor's wife, she came to me and she was like, I love this shirt. You look beautiful as always. I'm like, I'm going to own some regular stuff today. But I think that I'm always, my personality and my spirit and my soul, as Madeline says, is always exuding. So the style that you see, it's cool, it's beautiful. I think I'm daggone fine. But the soul that you see is what everybody resonates. To answer the question about what Just Stevie is, I was like, girl, especially Stevie is more the calm, reserved. That Aisha chick, she a little crazy. She gonna be the turn up. She's the turn up. But Stevii Aisha Mills, that completeness of who I am, you're gonna get some straight for you. You'll hear some stuff. I got some brains. But the Aisha is all about fun, and no matter what atmosphere, those two mixing together, oh my gosh, that's something real right there. So it's just having the freedom to say that. I was telling Madeline a couple weeks ago, I was like, I'm a host. That's what I am, and I have so much fun. I hosted a party Friday night, and I had fun. I talked to Alaina right before I went in there, and she's so sweet. She was like, you in there? It's going to be fun. I know y'all going to have a ball. I was like, Lord, I hosted that party in so long. And the lady whose party it was, she looked fabulous. Alaina saw some pictures. She did this whole makeover. I'm like, wow, I'm reinventing myself now. So I reached out to Famira and said, okay, it's time for the reinvention. I don't even know what it's going to be, but let's go. So it's about truly just connecting to who you are. At the core of who I am, I'm just a girl who loves to have fun. I don't take life too seriously. We don't know the day, the time, or the hour, so why not? Rock it out. And I think when I really realized who I was, that's when life began. It's so much fun to be me. And not only me, but all y'all. I'm sure y'all fun too, or whatever you like to do. And fun doesn't have to be like party, turn up all the time. It could be fun reading a book. You like to read a book? Read our book. No, I'm playing. But you like to read a book?
Read it.
You are quick today, Stevie, with the promotions.
We almost to the end of the journey. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to tell you what, June 6th, whoever's going to be in Greensboro, North Carolina, y'all see this? Oh, wait a minute. But, it's gonna be so much fun. I'm just like, I'm so free. I think that's what it is. I'm free. And I've never been this free in my life. Like the journey, Alaina remembers I was on that job I couldn't stand. I wasn't free. I was bound by a whole lot of stuff. Now I'm on the other extreme. Like I told y'all, I go from extreme to extreme. So this freedom, and now I'm giving myself permission because, like Madeline said, whoever doesn't like you, stop being great. Well, honey, if they didn't like me before, they sure ain't about to like me now. So now I know the just, and that this just journey, then I'm free. There's nothing that anybody can tell me, love me or hate me, that God has positioned in me that I am not going to bring out. That's going to be everything. So you might not know where you'll see me, but you'll see me because I want you to see you. I don't do the things out of selfishness. And I think that's what Famira was saying a second ago. Basically try the spirit by the spirit. If I was just up here faking the funk, then these ladies wouldn't have been here. The book wouldn't have been here. That's not my spirit. But I'm going to bring out somebody. I'm bringing out the positivity. You might see me, it's going to be some different ways in which it's happening, but it's coming out because it's time for a change. I can't live my life like that. You have to decide how you're going to live your life because at the end of my life, God is not going to ask me, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? He's going to say, well done, that good and faithful servant. Just like last summer I said that at my grandma's funeral. I said that was the hardest speech I ever gave. I talk all the time, but that was hard. And I don't want to die without being empty. Everything in me has to come out, and there's so much more that has to come out. So I guess I did have a lot to say.
And I remember what I was going to say.
I knew that you would.
Lord. Go ahead, Jen Famira.
So when you brought up the clothes, I was like, that's where I was going. Because being a stylist and stuff always come back to fashion for me. But oftentimes one of the things that I guess makes me different than a lot of stylists is I'm not one that ever feels like there's something that you shouldn't wear. I think that you can pretty much wear whatever you want to. It's all about the timing and place that's different. But in regards to your style and how you mix and match colors or how you mix and match patterns, I'm not one that feels like, oh, those don't go together. You can't do that. And I was having this conversation actually the other day because with one of my friends, and I was telling her, I said, if you really look at it, it's not about the clothes, it's about the person in the clothes. And if you can carry the look and you're sold out to the look and you're confident in it, it don't matter what it is, it's going to come off like, oh, she did that. Whereas someone else might do that exact same look and they're not confident in it because it's not who they are, and people will look and be like, oh, she a mess, or he look a mess. Because you really think about people like one of my favorite fashion icons, Iris Apfel. If y'all don't know her, look her up. Iris, last name is Apfel, and she is in her 90s, and she is awesome. She wears these round glasses. She's actually one of the inspirations for my whole thing with wearing glasses. But she always has her signature round glasses on. But she will have bangles all the way up her arm, this big crazy jewelry, all kind of colors that the average person would see and be like, why does she have all that on? But on her, because of her personality and her confidence with it, she pulls it off. Like, you look at the pictures and you're like, she looks gorgeous. And she got on 75 different pieces at one time, type of thing. But it's really about being able to reside in the fact that she's just Iris. That's who she is. And she's not asking your permission for what she's supposed to put on. She's not asking your permission if she should only have on 2 bangles as opposed to 6. And when I mean they all the way up her arm, like 2 from the wrist to the elbow on both arms. And half the time they all different, but she pulls it off so well because that's who she is, and the authenticity comes through. And so that's the piece of being able to be just who God created you to be. And it comes out in all aspects of who you are. So from your conversation and who you are, when you're talking to people, to your actions, to how you dress, to food you eat, all of those different things, like embrace the entire package of who you are. And that's what I was trying to say.
No matter how crazy you are, embrace it. Embrace your crazy.
Because some people, people, they're not gonna get it. Some people, will look and be like, Stevie all over the place, but that's Stevie. Like, people that know you, that know who you are, it's like, oh, that's Stevie having fun. Like, what are you talking about? It's not shocking. You know what I'm saying? Like, when some people meet me and see me for the first time, I got on bright green glasses or bright yellow ones or pink ones or whatever color. It might be shocking to them at first, but people that know me is like, oh, that's just Famira. She always got on a crazy top, whatever. It's nothing wrong with that. And so that's why I'm so glad we're having this conversation.
Yeah, because it always takes me back again, and I've brought this up before, but it always takes me back to the very first time that I met Famira, and everybody else was like, draped out, with the designer suits and the high heel shoes, and I walked up in there in jeans and a t-shirt. That's just me. That's just me. And so for me to show up any other way, for me to show up any other way in that setting would have it would have been real fake and real phony, and we probably wouldn't have connected as deeply as we did, because in that moment I was giving everybody in that room an opportunity to see exactly who I was. Y'all look good. Y'all look nice. Ooh, girl, you rocking them shoes. Love the hair. Love the earrings. Love the jewelry. Love all of that. Love, that you got your foundation matched up perfectly. But this is really me. My pink sneakers, my blue jeans, my white T-shirt, and my hair is fierce. It stays fierce. That's me. That's who I am. And so this conversation right here has been absolutely phenomenal. And so, because our wonderful, fantastic Stevii Aisha Mills has been the producer of today's show, it was her topic, I'm going to say what I have to say, and I'm going to let Alaina and Famira say whatever their last words are, and then we're going to go ahead, we're going to let Stevie close this out. But what I wanted to say was, this is my takeaway from today, and so for anybody who's watching us, these are some awesome takeaways for you. I'm just going to tell you in one word who we have all said that we are today. So just me, smile. Just Stevie, freedom. Just Alaina, seeking. Just Famira, evolution. So if you can just take those 4 words, it will change your life.
Amen. Amen. And I just want to say, so I believe that the process of becoming is everybody's business. That is what we are all here to do. That is the kingdom business that we are here to do. And so I just invite you to ignore Nike, who says just do it, and just be it, and trust that your do will come out of your be organically. Your do will come out of your be. And so, amen.
And for me, it's really just about holding on to the fact that you're justified and being just who God created you to be. You don't need permission. You don't need validation. You don't need to ask nobody. You don't need to, be concerned with it, because the one that matters already made it so. When he created you to be exactly who you are, all the facets, all of the different pieces that make up who you are. Stop trying to fit in the box. One of my favorite movies is The Matrix, and my favorite scene out of that movie is when Neo goes to see the Oracle, and the little boy is there bending the spoon, and Neo's like, "How are you doing that?" And the child turns to Neo and says, "The trick is knowing that there is no spoon. So there is no box. There is no container that can hold you. So just be you, and I'ma just be me."
That's so funny, because I'm always saying about a song. I'ma just, you get yours. Get yours. Okay, Mira. That's what hip hop. Yeah. Gotta get yours. I gotta get mine. Oh, wait a minute. I am just so thankful to have had this day with Miss M.E. Porter. See, I did it right. Famira, the Diamond Diva Green, and Alaina O. I always feel like Alaina O. Like, that's really cool and chic to me. But I just had so much fun with you guys. I had so much fun, and I am excited about everyone fully discovering, defining, and refining their it factor, because that's what we're doing. We're on this journey, and God is just good, y'all. Just be comfortable with the skin that you're in. I knew I was comfortable when y'all saw me on Facebook with a bathing suit on. That's comfortable. So when you see that, that's a freedom because I could have been like, I got some more weight to lose. I can't be all up in there. But you saw me rocking my pink, always pink. But the thing about it is, this is just a great journey. Life is a journey. Life is a party. Whatever metaphor you want to use, and you get to be the host of your own party. What does that mean? You get to set the stage. You get to rock it out. You get to invite the people. And so that's the whole thing. You know, some people might say I'm too loud and silly, but that's just me. Y'all could come to Elena's party. Elena's very, very subtle, very, very spiritual. Y'all gonna get something. I get something from her. Y'all could come to Famira's party. You come to Famira's party, you're gonna get the best of both worlds because she is truly going to show you how to look fabulous, be fabulous, and it's going to be just amazing. Y'all, she come to my party, so I'm excited about that. And if you want to know who you really are, like, get down with the soul music, like Soul Train Line. Hey, hey, come to Miss Marilyn's party, or y'all can call her M.E. I'm gonna call her Marilyn. But you come to her party. But it's all about what party you choose to go to, and giving yourself the freedom to create your own party. When I gave myself that freedom, I rocked it out. So you guys, y'all know where to be next Tuesday at 3 p.m. You know who you're gonna see. You know what you're gonna do. Invite some people, because a party without people is boring. Trust and believe. Have some live. Make it a great week. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.